And welcome to Night Rain Round Review. I, I can't believe I actually got through the. Well, we got a new event going on. It is currently the Everdark Sovereign version of Fissure in the Fog. Caligo, miasma of the night, now has his Everdark Sovereign version. And, well, let's just start off. This first run, you're watching it right now, at least the end result of it. This was 3 wilders, me and 2 random people, all got wilders. We have flawless run through the days. We all have builds geared toward Great Sword with fire. You can see me. I have the Devourer's Scepter, which does fire damage. I have the I'm going to use I believe that's the Giant Whip, because that also has fire damage. We got so much rune. We're all level 15. We got so much runes. We buy everything. I dropped my the reason I dropped the Giant Scepter is mainly because I'm going to be using the whip. I've been using the whip the whole end of day 3. The giant red whip, is that what it's called? Um so oh wow, it's not a gimmicky boss fight, so there's no weapon that is dropped or some. The only gimmick come towards the second phase, and it's a fairly straightforward gimmick. So Caligo, miasma of the night, he start off in phase 2, so he start off the match flying around, shooting you with the ice attacks. If you beat him before, you recognize this attack. He lands after his second pass by and fire them at you, and then he like to fire his frost breath at you in a straight shot right at you. That I just got unlucky. He did a second wave on me, and again you can see we're doing. I missed that one. We're doing decent damage. And this is pretty much straightforward. He got a tail swipe that he hit you with. I mean, he pretty much does everything he does in phase 2. And just like with his regular boss fight, if you do enough fire damage, you stance break him. And again, we're having this. I mean, this is a straightforward fight right here. I get my ultimate off. Oh, would have been nice if it did more damage, but. And Kosi got one attack that he seems to do a lot in both phase 1 and 2 is he gear back, use his wing, and push a gust of cold wind out towards you in the front. Now, halfway, we kick off into phase 2. Phase 2, you want to get away from him because he's summoning a bunch of wind that will ultimately do damage to you. He covered himself in ice armor. It's kind of hard to see, but he got faint ice armor on him. Now, you basically have to break all of this ice armor, otherwise you won't be doing hardly any damage. One of the first things he does at the start of the fight, phase 2, he shoot out a shard. It looked almost like a night shard. It make a giant, well, it's fairly large ice boulder, and then he will shoot the ice boulder, and it'll cause a whirlwind to start pushing out. You can dodge it. It's not huge. It's huge, but it's dodgeable. If you get caught in it, it does even more frost damage to you. And basically, at that point, the whole arena, as you saw previously, had frost damage just coming towards us, no matter where we was. Now, if you saw how quickly I went down and my teammate went down from all that frost damage, that is something that is just going to be the hard stop for a lot of players. The amount of frost damage he do with that, and again, you look at the you can see the breath attack doesn't look like a normal frost breath. It looked like a an one of those night spells that you would use. And here we got a good example of him making the giant ice shard in the center, hitting it and causing basically continuous frost damage. Now basically he got armor covering his torso, tail, I believe his wings. Okay, clutch with a good save right there for both my teammate. And at this point I got no more heals. I think we win, so this match with 6 heal. He just easily take me down. Now, once you actually destroy all your ice armor, you actually he will get stance broken and you can do some more damage to him. And he just got taken out by a wave attack of ice. Right there. That was his last. I think his head was the last one, and my teammate managed to break the armor there. Now, here's what I don't like. Look how he's already getting ready to put the armor back on. So, quite literally, no time to actually do major damage. And of course, he's prompting the frost over the whole arena again, and there it is. About to do frost damage to me, and bam, frostbite. And he's doing his flyby attacks. It's the same as phase 2. Only difference, I caught in it. I would say that maybe looking at it, it seemed like the shards that hit the ground actually, oh jeez, right into it. So that was our first run. Did not go our way. Wasn't the best bet. So now I'm going to kick you off into my most successful run, and we're going to go over some of the things that made it work. So I'll see you then. And we're back. So with this Guardian run, we were very lucky because we had a one of the players had a what is it called, the Shattering Earth Mountaintop, there we go, event. And this is what I was hoping for. I was hoping I would get lined up with a player who had this, because with the previous round we were doing all wilders, plenty of damage, plenty of attack, all level 15, maxed out. In this situation, we're not going to get to level 15. We're already at level, I think, 10 right here. And that's, I mean, that's good for clearing out the mountaintop, but it's not good if you're trying to be level 15 by the end of it. Probably you're not going to be able to get enough kills or defeat enough enemies to actually get to level 15. But I do believe that this Shattering Earth is going to be key for people who want to clear this Everdark version of Fissure in the Falls easily. And I know that the perks and skills I got, the perks and abilities I got off of the mountaintop is easily what led to the victory in this round. First off, add the anti-dragon effect. You find a dragon, you're going to want that. Now at this point, I'm quickly going over the fact in my mind that I don't have a single fire-based weapon. I'm hoping, and you know, thankfully my teammates know as well that you always want to check the items on these Shattering Earth, especially on the mountaintop, because they drop. There's while it's a small chance, there is a better chance that on most other Shattering Earth that it will drop a gold or a legendary weapon, or at least something really good. And coast, we're taking out Demi-Human Swordmaster. Oh, that axe carried me through that match. Being able to put Scarlet Rot on every one of my enemies is just always a good stats buff to have. Right here, improve frost resistance. Just that's it. Should always be an instant grab. I suppose this boss would be good practice for Fissure in the Fog. But for those of you who've never done the mountaintop before, best thing you want to do is just avoid it. At least until you get the secret at the top of the mountain, then come back down and kill it. Warming stones don't do me much good in this this boss fight. So I love that half frostbite damage and frostbite buildup. Nearby frostbite attacks are boosted. At this point, me and my some of my teammates are trying to figure out who want that. Again, this is a good warm-up match for Fissure in the Fog. One thing I didn't notice is I believe I couldn't get him to Scarlet Rot the whole time. Of course, with Duchess play, you're always going to be doing a lot of damage. Here I'm hoping I'm going to get a legendary weapon, and it's something that's going to be best for my teammates, but not for me. So at this point, I know I'm not going to need the item discovery, so I just take the lightning butchering blade. At this point, I'm like, oh, I don't have any weapon that's gonna be doing major damage to it, so I'm just gonna have to tank it. And then I realized, oh wait, there's at least one more boss we can deal with. Now this was another relic. I almost avoided it, and then I saw the frost resistant, instant take. That's why I recommend that if you really want to have an easier time going through this, cause a Shattering Earth at the sigil, because I think triggering the Shattering Earth is going to be the meta for trying to farm this boss. teammates making use of that sword I just gave them. Again, improve frost resistance. Just an easy grab. You want to just get anything that improve or negate or resist frost buildup. At this point, I'm contemplating how far away can I go and how close is the circle, and can I get another level in at the very least. And then I'm just like, no, with my luck, I'm probably going to just get caught out in the circle and just completely ruin this run. So I decided, okay, just let's commit. I got a great axe that's causing scarlet rot. Let's hope I can scarlet rot the boss. But while we wait for the boss to spawn in, just some other thing to note about Fissure in the Fog. His attacks, there's not much new to him, I notice. In terms of, he doesn't have like a new move set or anything like that, or any, like his only gimmick is the ice armor. And from what I've seen, the ice armor breaks fastest with fire-based attack weapon. So I almost think that having some type of range character like a recluse, a revenant, or a iron eye with fire-based attack will be the best call, because they can easily target the body part that you may be having a difficulty hitting with a melee based weapon. And I think that's what one of the things that made this run go so much easier than the previous one. Currently I'm just bullying the Royal Cavalry main for the Draconic Tree Sentinels. That's just not even fair. And I'm taking the improved ultimate charging speed in the hope that I can get multiple ult to raise my teammates up. Now, the only downside is I wish there was more things I could tell. Like, one thing I like about the Augur fight, I know a lot of people didn't like it. The one thing I did like is the Stone Ruler ability. While the fight was gimmicky, it had some little quirks to it, like the fact that the Stone Ruler actually could block projectiles and would charge your FP. All of those things, very good things to have. Now, several things I didn't know while doing a Guardian run. When you have that a lot of frost resistance, like I did, just standing there and tanking the projectiles is actually a good strategy. And you're gonna see multiple times when he uses his breath attack, the first thing I do is I just block it. Everyone's favorite attack where he put a bunch of ice shards on the ground and then make them explode with his tail swipe. Yeah, if I had just stood there and blocked it, I would have been better off. And of course, we got the fire debuff on him. When you get hit by fire, you get weaken armor and weaken attack. And at this point, I wanted to see if I could block this attack, which I could, surprisingly enough. With a warming stone to kind of lessen the damage, here you get a very good view of the ice whirlwind that he caused. That casts pretty much a frost buildup across the whole arena. That swipe with his tail did generate a beam towards me. Sorry about the lag there. I think that was something with the recording causing brief lags. So that was both the body, legs, and arms. So it appeared he only got 2 locations of the ice shield, and there you can see me outrunning it. It seems only his head, his tail, and his torso have the ice. And this was just instant death. I was just surprised that I went down, because last I checked, my health looked to be full, and even then I took my eyes off of my health just to look at to see where Duchess was. Thankfully, Revenant had her claws, which gave her the reach to get me without having to get too deep into that ice. And, oh, nice. Looked like Revenant just broke the ice on his tail, so the only thing left is the ice armor on his head. And boom, he just rebuilt the armor all over again. this point. I got wise to the whirlwind ability he was just about to do. You want to avoid it because that does a lot of damage along with frost buildup. It's very similar to that previous Everdark fight where he summoned a giant cyclone that you have to jump in the center of. The amount of damage is no joke in this one as well. A little bit more survivable, but still pretty bad. So that was interesting. You can still put the fire debuff on him, which lowers his defense and offensive ability a little bit. So as you can see, his tail does a 3-pronged beam attack towards you when it hit the ground. We currently got the torso armor off and working on the tail and the head. Duchess with her ultimate ability. Yep, there we go. Good block. Going from my Revenant player to res them up. And just like in phase 2, you do 2 passes with it by flying before shooting them all at you as he land. Don't want to stand in them as it causes massive frost buildup. At this point, I didn't want to take any chances, and that was a perfect dodge right there with the ult, using the invincibility frame of my ult to block it. I didn't know those was gonna blow up right as it hit me, and all my teammates came in. One good hit, and we got it. So for those of you who was hoping for a less gimmicky, most straightforward boss fight, you kind of got one with this. I prefer the previous one because this one was just the previous one was much easier in my opinion. This one was kind of just a pain to do. And I felt like we got the luckiest because we had the Shattering Earth event that had the mountaintop, which if we didn't have that, I don't think we would probably lost that one, that round. But because of this Shattering Earth, because we could because I'm assuming my teammate got the same thing of a bunch of frost buildup. So we easily got frost resistant, anti-dragon, frost resistant, and then along with the secret of the mountaintop, which have frost resistant and frost buildup. So half the damage of frost to you. So you can now see the Dark Knight of the Miasma Relic. Frostbite to in the vicinity to conceal yourself. Starting armament and flip frost. Improve physical damage negation. Honestly, I just don't even like this relic either. Which got me is because I'm like, this relic was not worth the trouble of. I mean, even though it only took me 2 rounds to get a match where I won, I can see this taking some players a while to do. Maybe this could be a good replacement for the previous relic for that boss. It just felt like, honestly, when I got this relic, I'm like, isn't this what the previous relic did, which No, the previous relic was very similar, but had a few differences. It is a green relic, so if you've been looking for something to stick in the green slot for one of your curses, this may be a good option. Um, I don't know. It seemed like a this one just didn't do it for me. I'm sure a lot of the players are gonna go crazy over it. Yeah, for me, it just felt like they took the original Fissure in the Fog boss fight and just made it more tedious with the ice armor. I would One thing that I wish is the ice armor was more vibrant, more showy, so that way I could actually see it and there was a better visualization than just he's slightly a whiter shade. But I digress. I think I'm just being hard on it, maybe because I just got done with it a couple of minutes ago before I started doing this recording. Hopefully, some of those tips help. There really isn't that much other than fire-based weapon. Try to bring someone to the fight who can do range damage to help you hit the parts of his armor when he put on his ice armor. Other than that, everything else is like the previous boss fight. Just more ice buildup and slightly bigger. I mean, the only new attack was the giant his shard that caused continuous frost buildup after it gets shot. So other than that, it's a straightforward Everdark fight. Hopefully everyone get again. If you're having trouble, I recommend you do the Shattering Earth mountaintop. Clear the mountaintop. Get all those frost resistant debuffs, buffs. I mean, and um, that should make the fight more doable for those who are having trouble. Other than that, I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.